Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 3 of the Talkin Puck podcast. Today, we're here joined by Ridgen, aka trav4oilers. And yeah, Trav, thanks for coming on the pod, man.
No problem, buddy. Thanks for having me. I know we scheduled it for 2, but the SHL game's on in about 40 minutes. I didn't want to miss it. We used to get 2 games a week or 2 games on a Saturday. Now they put it down to 1, so I'm trying to make sure I don't miss that 1 game a week.
Oh yeah, who's playing today?
They don't tell you. You just find out at 2:30.
Oh
wow.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully a big Wallstat action.
Yeah, I'm actually. I was supposed to go to see him on Monday, in Stockholm. This is a little exclusive for you here. He's got some Traspec Pro laces. And they ended up moving the game to next week because as of, I think, Tuesday, Sweden's going 100% no restrictions. So they're going from like 500 people in the rink to like 12,000. So big difference for money, right? So,
wow.
So I'm not going to see him on Monday. I'm going to go see him the week after now. But it's an interesting story, actually, if you want to hear about it, his laces. So,
of course.
So, so Callie Klang, goalie in Rogla. So he messaged me probably in like October. He's watching the vlog. He's like, dude, what are these laces? I want to try them. They look really cool. But the ones in my Bauer suck. And I said, you say the word, I got you covered, man. So we get him in the Traspecs. He loves them. Won't play without them. And I said to Wallstead, I was like, dude, like we got to get you a set. I know you don't want to try them, but you got to give them a shout. And he says, okay, all good. So we were gonna get him a set for the World Juniors. But like where Wallstead plays is like 15 hours from where I am. It's like way up north, like right by the Arctic. So instead, I was going to give the laces to Callie, and then he would give them to Wallstead when they get to Canada for the World Juniors. And so I go to a Rogla game one night, and getting a little bit late. I'm leaving for my flight to Norway first thing next morning. I was like, I don't have an extra like half hour to wait for Callie. So I'm just going to give the laces to the Zamboni driver. The rink guy, please give them to Callie, no problem. Well, I filmed everything, and the laces never made it back to Callie. So I'm texting Callie. I'm like, where are the laces? Like, here's the video. This is the guy that I gave them to. And he's like, I don't know. I think the guy stole them. So the Zamboni driver stole the laces for Wallstead. So here we are 2 months later. He still doesn't have them. So instead we got him custom set and going to go deliver them next week. So that's the...
Oh, man, that must suck. Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
It just builds the anticipation a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what builds like the suspense in the vlogs.
Yeah, adds a storyline to it. Yeah. So, knee injury right now. I've seen that you're back on the ice right now. Or are you not playing games, but are you practicing right now?
Yeah, we're going to start practicing on Monday, full practices. Okay. We play tomorrow. Actually, you guys been following the podcast or not really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've had COVID kind of rip through the team. It's like everybody except for like our 2 anti-vaxxers and then myself. Everybody else has gotten it, so we've been canceling games for the last like 6 weeks. We've played 1 game since Christmas because we just cancel. So the entire time I've been trying to fix my knee injury, I've only missed 1 game. So it's been awesome as opposed to missing like 10 games.
That's perfect, then.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. So we play tomorrow. My knee's like 90%. It's not there right now. Gonna practice Monday, practice Tuesday, hopefully play on Thursday. That's the goal, is to start Thursday.
Yeah. Those new knee pads working? Yep.
Yeah, they just work in like collaboration with like my Warrior knee pads. They're just like just kind of like absorb impact, like from dropping on your knees. They reduce the strain on my knees. So they're really good. They're nice knee pads.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So the D2 offers that happened a little while ago. I seen you got 3 of them. Like, did they ever like reschedule or you just waiting to get new ones?
So welcome to the showbiz, my friend. So this is how it works. So my agent and I, we've been working the entire first half on trying to find offers. The thing is, hockey in Sweden is very different from in North America. Like teams are like a little bit more loyal, things are more stable. Like it's going to take a lot more to get booted in Sweden than it is in North America, where it's just like a week-to-week contract. As fast as they're coming in, as fast as they're going out. So around Christmas time is perfect because everybody goes on a little bit of a break. They reflect. They're like, you know what? Our goalies suck. We need to make a change. And then the roster freeze was actually this week. So we get 3 offers from 3 different teams in Division 2. My agent calls me. He's like, hey, we got the offers. What do you think? He lays down the options. He's like, when can you go? They want you to report like today. I'm like, so I fucked up my knee yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, come on. I'm like, yeah, I can't skate right now. I'm useless. He's like, what am I going to tell them? I'm like, well, ask them to wait. And at first we're like, well, you could tell them I have COVID, buys me 2 weeks. But then we're like, well, I don't know if the knee injury is going to be 2 weeks. And then they all moved on real quickly. Within a couple of days, they already had different guys signed. So unfortunately, those offers all went away. And there's not going to be any Division II this season. Just you can't report, you can't do a tryout, you can't get signed if you're injured, right? I'm no good to anybody. So focus is just getting back, putting up some good numbers, winning us some games. We haven't won a game since like November. We've lost like 12 or 13 games in a row. So trying to get some, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, shit happens, but life goes on, I guess. Yeah.
Sure.
So when you first moved to Europe, how was that like transition moving from North American hockey to Europe hockey?
Scary. We talking hockey or life?
Just both.
Okay. Hockey's a lot different. It's not as greasy as in North America. Like when you have the rink like this size, right? Everybody's in a more confined space. So guys are coming to the net, they're floating pucks on net, they're getting traffic, everybody's banging bodies, and everything kind of converges to the net. You add that extra space, everybody's got more space. Everybody's not on each other as much. So instead of floating a puck to the net, hoping for traffic and rebounds, guys are passing it back and forth, east-west, all day long, right? So a big adjustment I felt I had to make was just being more patient, right? Playing a little bit deeper because they move the puck so fast because there's more space, right? And when I made that adjustment, it made a big difference, I found. Guys are just silkier. They're not as gritty. They're more patient. Love to pass. I've seen guys in games countless times have a puck right alone, me and them one-on-one, and they'll make another pass. It's kind of crazy. No chirping. I don't think I've heard any chirping at all this season from anybody. It's insane.
You're a big chirper yourself, though.
Well, who am I going to chirp? Myself? Like, nobody's talking out there. Everybody's very respectful, right?
If you guys want to hear his chirps, go to trav4oilers on YouTube. Oh.
Junior hockey vlog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those old games against St. Malo.
Best ones. Hey, 27.
2-7. Those are good days, man. Those are easier times.
Yeah,
I heard you slept with your sister. that old sign on the boards.
Oh boy, diddler.
You had one guy that you picked on the entire time, and it was the best time ever.
Honestly, that's the key to chirping, and like at the end of the day, you want to get you want to get in somebody's head, right? Like I want to get you off your game, and I want to turn you into a mental pretzel. And if I just kept picking on you and picking on you and picking on you, I don't even have to say anything hurtful. I don't have to say anything that's like clever or witty, but it does help. I just have to annoy you. I just have to get you thinking. And it doesn't have to make sense. And if you can do that, you win. And that was a lot of people will be like, oh, the trips never made any sense. They didn't have to. They weren't supposed to. They were supposed to get in your mind, get you thinking, get the brain out of the rink.
Yeah, there was one vlog that you posted, and it was you chirping them, and then the next clip was him scoring on you, and I just lost it laughing.
Yeah, they let me know about that. As far as like European hockey goes, I think you guys never moved away for hockey, I assume, right?
No.
That like the living part is the biggest change, right? Like moving away for junior in Canada, okay, like it's pretty consistent across Canada. Like, I mean, the Maritimes is a little bit different from Western Canada, which is a little bit different from the Prairies, which is a little bit different from up north, and then Quebec. But like generally speaking, it's very similar. The U.S. maybe a little bit different, but like when you come to North America, it's like a different planet, right? Like I tell my friends at home all the time, I say like Europe's like 10, 15 years behind the culture, like the lifestyle, everything. And when you come over here, it's like, well, I'm 7,000 kilometers away from home. I don't know anybody. Yeah, Sweden is the most English fluent country in the world that doesn't have English as the first language, but it's still a little bit awkward. Like you have to embrace like the lifestyle because it's such a culture shock, and just understand like, okay, this grocery store is my new Walmart. The food, I have to adapt to the food style, like the way people communicate, the way they travel, all this kind of stuff. Like this is my home. And I remember when me and Sween's first moved, he was a little bit more easygoing because I don't think he really cared. But for me, I think it took a good like 3 to 4 weeks before I was finally like, okay, this is home. This is where I'm going to be. But up until then, it was just like, man, I hate the train. I hate the lifestyle. This isn't what it's supposed to be. But then you accept it and say, okay, this isn't half bad. And now I love it. I don't even want to go home. I just want to stay here.
Yeah. Man, last year with Sweden, I remember when you guys like left and like stormed out. Like, did you go back to Canada right when that happened? Like, just fled the country?
No. So
No?
we packed up and we moved. That was that was a little while in the making because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make the vlog that I really wish could.
Too big.
Well, just like there's a lot of uncensored stories. It's like, well, if I put that out there, I'm going to sandbag myself. And another team sees this, now they're not going to be happy. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me and Sweens have been talking for probably about like a good 2 weeks before we did it, and we're like, something's up, something's not right. Like our agent at the time was just useless. Like we'd call him and he wouldn't do anything. We were like, this is a problem, that's a problem, this is happening. He's like, well, I'll talk to the coach. Nothing would ever change. And he really wouldn't help with anything. And then ended up getting my current agent now. He comes in the mix, and he just tells us this is how it's going to unfold over the next like week or two, and just to a T everywhere along the lines. It just lined up perfectly. So I'm thinking, okay, he probably knows his shit. And so we just talked about, okay, well, first off, we need to get out of this place. Like this is like $1,500 a month for rent. And I know you guys are younger, but like $1,500 for rent a month for rent, that place is worth like $300. It was not worth $1,500. They just kept upping the rent every single like week. It felt like. So we packed up all of our shit, moved it to a hotel while they were gone. They were gone, like the people, because we were living in a shed in the backyard of somebody's house. And the people that owned the house, they were gone for like the Saturday, Sunday for like a vacation or whatever. And when they came, they told us we were leaving. I told Sweens, like, we're leaving today. Start packing. We're out of here tomorrow. And so that's what we did. So nobody was home. We packed all of our shit, moved to the hotel. Then we're like, okay, that's great. Now we got to go get the equipment from the rink because that's kind of the big piece here. Go to the rink. My gear's locked up. I remember telling Sweens like 2 or 3 days before, the equipment manager was trying to get my gear out of the room, and he's like, oh, we're gonna put it in a lock. We're gonna lock it up nice and safe. And I'm like, I have things in my bag that I use on a daily basis. Like, I don't want to lock it up. So we go into the rink, and my stuff is gone. Like there's some pieces of my gear in my stall, but a lot of my stuff is gone. And I'm like, shit, where the hell is this stuff? So we're looking around the rink, and I think to myself, the tool shed where they put everything. It's going to be like in the equipment shed, and the door's locked. I can't get in there. So I go to the Zamboni driver, ask him to let us in. Lets us in the room, and I see my bag and stuff like in this like a cage. You know, like at Best Buy or like Apple, they have like the metal cages with all the laptops in there. That's kind of what my gear was in. And I'm looking at Sweens, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to get my bag out of here? I don't have the key to the lock, and this guy's not going to cut the lock for me. So I climbed this cage right to the top. I had to like slither into the cage. Like there was like a little crack on the top, like just enough for your body to kind of squeeze in. And so I couldn't fit all the way, but I'm in there. Sweens is like holding my feet so I don't fall in, and I'm trying to like move bags around, and I get my bag, I pull it out, pull all my shit out that I needed. We pack the shit. Sweeney didn't even have a bag. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He left his bag somewhere else. We had to he carried his stuff out by hand. He's carrying shin pads, carrying gloves. We got our shit, and we were out of there. And so we left, sit in the hotel for he was gone after like 2 days. He got a new team really fast. I think I sat there for like 7 or 10 days in the hotel just waiting. And I tell Adrian, my agent, I'm like, if we don't get an offer today, I'm leaving. Like, I'm going home tomorrow because I can't keep racking up $150 a day for a hotel bill. And that night at like 10 or 11 p.m., he calls me. He's like, we got an offer. We got a team. You don't got to go home. I'm like, perfect, which is Varberg. And the next day, I took the train down to Gothenburg, and then boom, that was the start of Varberg. We got shut down like 2 weeks later for COVID, and then came back this season. So it's a long story there.
Shout out to Adrian, best agent in the game.
Adrian Soon, yeah, the guy. You guys are a little bit maybe young to understand, but like for guys at my level and like my neck of the woods, there's so many agents out there that are just dirt bags. Right? They're looking for their next check. What's it going to take to get this guy to pay me so I can pay my bills, which is fine. That's the name of the game. But there's not many guys that will actually look out for you and stand up for their players and make sure things are done right so the guys are having a good time. Because if I'm taken care of, business comes in for like the next 10 years. If you screw me, you get business one time, and then I'll sandbag you to everybody else I know. So Adrian is one of